Were they seceding it from Washington or whatever?
What?
Were they seceding from the United States of America, or were they seceding from like
Yes.
the state or
They
the
said
city?
that this is a
So they no
neutral
longer
zone, we are
accepted
seceding.
USD. They no longer employed or recognized
I'm
like
not sure
interstate
that
travel
even if you
or.
were to have a succession or a secession, that would mean you couldn't accept USD anymore.
Okay, I don't know
why
enough.
would that? Why would that matter?
Because it seems like if you're going to secede from a country, it feels like part of that would be like establishing your own government, establishing your own like foreign relations
Yeah, but
and ambassadors.
you can still have USD, and they did. They were trying to do that. They had their own armed militant group who was there armed, definitely intimidating, refused to allow people to come in and out of the zone. They were trying to start their own economy, their own gardens. They had annexed the buildings which were around them. That definitely seems like they're resisting federal law. You're not allowed to secede in the United States. That's a big no-no.
I don't remember this being. Can you tell me what statements or what they made? I don't know the details of this. What did they make, or what statements did they make about federal secession?
Yeah, so CHAZ CHOP, they considered it the neutral zone. There was multiple statements made that this is no longer part of the United
we're going
States.
back
By
here.
who?
We are taking.
Let me interject. Andrew Wilson and Destiny, two heavy hitters, great debate, bros. And let's get back to it. Andrew Wilson is going to dismantle Destiny again. I will have things that I always disagree with both people on, but this is a good debate either way. This is not going to be to diss Destiny or diss Andrew Wilson. Fresh and Fit, you see Myron Gaines there, hosted it. This was a while back. The overarching topic was J6. Let's get back to Andrew Wilson, Destiny on Fresh and Fit.
This over just by the people who were there.
By the people. So if a random person says a particular thing, that because I thought you said earlier that we couldn't read
if a
intent
random
into the
person
Donald
takes a
Trump
baseball
crowd.
bat to someone,
You said
call it
earlier that we
secession.
couldn't read intent into the Donald Trump crowd, despite the fact that people were hanging signs saying 1776, hang Mike Pence, and the statements that Trump had made. But I can ascertain.
Yeah, but you say such an inference is fine. So
I
this is,
didn't. I
again-
said the inference is fine because of the
Well, wait a
collection of
second. This
statements
is
that
the
Donald Trump had
same
made,
as
collecting the people
internal-
there for a given purpose
Bro,
that
that
they
makes no
actually
sense.
managed to succeed in doing. It makes perfect sense. I can lay it out from
Just
start to finish if you
over
want.
me before I can make the point doesn't help your point. No, it actually doesn't make any sense. Because your claim is that you can read into the hearts and minds of these people based on what you perceive their actions to be. It's like, okay, fair enough. So if the people who are there are doing the exact same thing, they're saying, okay, this is now a neutral zone. We're seceding from the United States of America. Why can't we read that into their actions as well, Destiny? It makes no sense.
I would absolutely do that if but I don't know of any statement like that. And you can't name a single one, so I don't know what I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I can work off of.
If CHAZ CHOP, if there was such a statement, let's just assume that there was for a second, would you then consider that to be an insurrection?
If they said that we are going to secede from the United States of America, and they had like some organized violent wave and all the other elements were met, then I'd say, yeah, this would count as an insurrection.
Okay.
Easy, sure, easily, of course.
Gotcha.
But you wouldn't say the same for January 6th, so because you haven't even given a definition of insurrection, but that's the difference between good faith and bad faith, by the way.
No, that's
No, don't do that. Real quick, CHAZ CHOP, if you don't remember, Capitol Hill occupied protests was chapped. It was Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone at first. It was a self-declared autonomous zone in Seattle, established during the height of the Floyd Summer of Love. Protesters took control of several city blocks in Capitol Hill neighborhood after Seattle police abandoned the East Precinct. Let's get back to Andrew Wilson.
It's not bad faith for me to do an internal critique in your definition when I can at least take your definition and say, wait a second, all of these apply to a different category.
Yeah, but
and
you're
that was established very well.
You're critiquing my definition without even having a definition of your own.
I don't need to have a definition
You do.
to critique yours. That's absurd.
No,
that's illogical
but
and
the
absurd.
debate. Stop using illogical. It doesn't mean anything. You're abusing the word. Okay. The debate was whether or not the debate was over whether or not January 6th was an insurrection. If you only came to that
even Myron had to laugh.
debate to critique my position, and I shouldn't even let you get away with this. You said earlier that you were neutral on it. You're not neutral on it. The answer for
Is it Destiny? Destiny's a formidable one. Yeah, watch out. I mean, this is from a few months ago, but he's a beast. This is 2 hours into the debate, pretty much.
you is you can't compute the question. It's undefined. You don't have a neutral position. If you don't have a definition of insurrection, you can't possibly take a position. It's like dividing by zero. The answer is not neutral or nothing. You just have an undefined position on it because you don't even have a definition of a term.
Yeah, I know you hate this.
That is true. I don't like arguing with the person that doesn't know.
That's actually an illogical statement to say that I would need to have a definition of anything to.
I love, though, this is not important, not substantive, but when Destiny dissed him for overusing, he basically said, you're abusing the word. That was a dope line. And then he provided substance. Andrew Wilson did the dope thing too, where he's like, F it, I know you got me on that one, and I'm going to use it again.
Critique your definition of it if I have something else that I can make a comparison to that fits with better, that you agree it fits better in.
Okay, can I
don't
ask
know why
you?
you don't get that.
Okay, what would your position be on if I were to ask you? Is January 6th?
What the fuck?
What's your answer to that? Is January 6th?
Did you just go blah, 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 blah?
I'm asking
Why?
you, was January 6th a? What's your answer to that? Would you say you're neutral on that?
Why? That would be incoherent. I wouldn't even understand what you're saying.
Thank you. I agree. Yes. Insurrection, that term is incoherent to you because you have no definition for the word. So I'm uttering nothing to you. When I say insurrection, you have no way to compute the question, so you can't say that you're neutral on it. The same way you can't say you're neutral on it being you can't say that you're neutral on it being an insurrection because you have no definition for insurrection.
How language works then when you say,
apparently not.
This is a Snicker bar. And I don't know what a Snicker bar is, but I can't make comparisons to other things so that I can at least understand where you're coming from with what a Snicker bar is. Okay, Destiny.
That's correct. That is correct.
Yeah,
what if I showed you a
absurd.
bar and you're like, that's not a Snicker bar. That looks like a chocolate wafery thing with caramel on it. And I go, that's a Snicker bar. Yes,
and you go, no, great how that works?
This fits way better with a Milky Way. That's actually way more like a Milky Way. No, it's not quite a Milky Way. It's a Snicker bar. And you're like, well, I don't even have a
Well, then it would fit that criteria of a Snickers bar, the ontology of a Snickers bar, better than the ontology of a Milky Way.
You don't have that ontology is not existent for you because it's undefined. You have no definition of what a Snickers bar even is.
You don't need to have a definition for you to understand an ontology of a new concept. What are you talking about?
You can't argue.
That's crazy.
We're arguing over whether a thing is a thing, whether A is B, and for you, B is undefined. So you can't even be agnostic on the question. You can't compute it. It's gibberish to you, like when I utter gibberish.
No, this is gibberish to me. This makes no sense. Why? There's absolutely no reason why, if you've never, even if you were to grant, I'd never even heard the term insurrection before, that I couldn't understand if you came up with a term for insurrection. I said, well, fit this other criteria better, why it is that you couldn't concede that that was true. That's this absurd logic. And yes, Destiny, is illogical.
Okay, we can move to the next caller. I'll take a few.
Let's look at the definition first real quick. This is the definition via 18 U.S. Code 2383. Whoever incites, sets on foot, assists, or engaged in any rebellion or insurrection against the authority of the United States or the laws thereof, or gives aid or comfort thereto, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both, and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. I think there was only was there one person that was found guilty? What happened with the guy that, okay, so what happened is the guy got hemmed up for, I forgot what office he was running to, got hemmed up for J6, and the state level, without any due process, basically said, you committed what they tried to do with Trump. They actually did do it to somebody on the local level. I don't know if it was like a city compter or whatever it was, comptroller or something, and said you committed insurrection, just arbitrarily, no due process. Let's get back to it.
A few more of these that we're gonna Council Club guys. I'm going to send you guys a link on Council Club where you can join in and be the people that ask these guys the questions. And it'll be and don't worry, we won't have your face on camera because we're streaming on all the platforms. So we're going to protect your identity. If you want to be on camera,
you got to protect your identity to ask these two a question. Great debate though here.
And whoever is 7983, I see you donated, but you're not in the phone line. So
okay, 7893, get in there. Who's up next behind him?
1753, you're up.
1753, you're on the air with Destiny, Myron, and Andrew. Go ahead.
That was a funny moment.
1753.
There you go. What's up, brother?
Yes, sir. Hello. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. What's your question for the panel?
Quick question. It's tangentially related, but Andrew, why do you think Trump didn't call anybody during the riot? Like there were 3 hours. Cops had their shit kicked out of them. He didn't call anybody except for his lawyer and stuff. But like Nancy Pelosi, that's usually the defense. She was the high queen of all Capitol security. Why didn't Trump call Nancy Pelosi?
It's not within. This is not within the purview of the. This is not within the purview of the debate. I don't care about your diatribe. I don't care about your.
I don't care. Who cares? I don't know why. So yeah, I agree. What do you want Andrew Wilson to say? I don't know why Trump didn't call anybody. Here's my question: why does it matter?
Emotional state. This is not within the purview of the debate.
All right. Next up, 8438. You're up. 8438. You are up.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Go ahead, brother.
I appreciate you having me. I have a quick question for Destiny. It's kind of like at the end of the debate, toward the end, he conceded to Andrew's example of the hippie rebellion and hippie insurrection. If that's the case, then wouldn't you also have to say that the inauguration for Trump in 2017, the overturning of Roe v. Wade at the Supreme Court, and the I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nobody say anything?
Yeah, we're just listening, caller.
Yeah, just listening to you, bro. Go ahead.
Wouldn't you have to say that those two events, and then of course you have the White House bombing after the George Floyd death with Trump and everything?
Yep.
Wouldn't you have to say that those would fall within the same definition as well?
Remember when they chased Trump out of the White House and everybody laughed like it was a joke or something?
I would have to go through the facts of each of these, but if you can show
Oh, you'd have to go through the facts. Yeah.
me that there was an assembly of people that united for a common purpose, that they were there to contravene some type of federal law, that the resistance's goal was to make use of force or intimidation, and that they were there for something that was like in the public interest, then whatever you're going to give me here, I'm going to say, well, yeah, if it's my definition of insurrection, then I would say these were probably insurrections. Sure.
Okay, well, you got to give Destiny the credit there. Let me know what you think. That was a good little moment. I'm going back through the archives of Andrew Wilson versus Destiny, man. Big ups to both of them. Just inspirations to see them master a topic so well that they can do recall, have jokes, be funny. That's not easy, man. Let me know what you think. Who do you think won this exchange right here?
The next clip is ready below. Welcome to After Show Carnage.